from that perspective.
Lisa just said,
I see a bunch of X's from
No, that's Kim Prosperity.
Oh my God.
Oh, so
thank you.
Okay, so let's start.
Start over.
Dexter and Tanya, here's the situation. This is a situation.
Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm going.
Yeah, Tanya was in her flow too.
I was in my flow. I was sharing. I was explaining some things, so I'll try to pick that back up as well.
Yeah. Hey Cheryl, I saw you.
Did you?
Yeah. Cheryl, I'll send you that information that you asked for.
Wonderful. Thank you, Harlan.
Hey, so
Tina.
Talk about a situation, right? So we always go at 6 o'clock.
Tina.
Yeah, she was on the road. But we always go at 6 o'clock, right? And we had some things going on here at the house. You know, the weather's a little crazy. So we said, let's go at 9. So here we are at 9. Bringing to you a situation. And we just experienced a situation by talking to you for a few minutes and you couldn't hear us.
We did. So basically, some of the things that I was just saying is just basically, you know, Dex and I, we engage in a lot of conversation. The conversations that we do, we talk about, it helps us basically to grow. Sometimes it's what we hear, things that we read, and then it could be just conversation because of what he's sharing with me or vice versa.
Yeah.
And what we do, we're the upgraders. So we want to see people live an upgraded life. We want to see people making a change. So we bring it here, we bring it to you. So in our talking, one thing that we realize is being a part of this industry of direct sales, it brought us to, you know what? We found that this industry of the home-based business industry has been a resolve for many situations in our life. So what do we want to do now? We want to bring you different situations of things to consider, because one thing I know each and every one of us has in common is what? We're looking for resolve in order for us to live, in order for us not to make ends meet. How many people are tired of making ends meet? We don't want to do that. What do we want? We want to live. We want to live in abundance. We want to have a life where things that we need is basically being resolved. So that's what's brought us here on a weekly basis and why we're here tonight. All right. So I think we can start with the question. You want to start with this question?
Yeah. So here's the question, guys. How many of you all have heard of this book? Tanya, when did you read this book?
Oh my God, it was years ago. I was a trainer for Wake County Department of Human Services.
And Tanya spent 16 years.
Yeah.
And
and this was one of the things that we actually did. This is one that we brought out then for government employees. I worked for Wake County, but I was in the Human Services Department, and I was under personal staff and personal development, staff and personal development. So that's what I was doing. And in doing so, we were trying to help them, and we did help them to just basically grow there. And this was one of the books that we, this is
Cheryl
one of the
said
books.
she's heard about it, but haven't.
Have you read it?
Cheryl, somebody like you
really good.
who dives into personal development, you'll get through this in one.
Programming staff development. I'm still trying to figure out what was I doing.
Listen, Tanya and I talked, right? Wow, it's been a couple of months ago where we mentioned this book. So, guys, the cheese has been moved. The pandemic has moved the cheese. Artificial intelligence has moved the cheese.
That's good.
What else is?
I'm just looking at it. I'm like,
wow.
Look, I didn't realize how impactful this was going to be years ago.
The cheese has
read
moved.
It again.
So we're going to read. Let's read it again.
We're going to read it again.
The cheese has moved. Okay, so we're getting ready to show you something. Some data that we were able to extract, because this is about the situation. So what's the situation?
Check this out.
What's the situation?
All right. Well, let's say, how would you say it? The situation is that we were talking about today, and just kind of dealing with over time is, you just kind of mentioned it with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Right now, we've had this pandemic to come. We keep hearing. We got a message recently from someone up north saying that they're shut down again.
Yeah. So the pandemic has caused some things. They're talking about another lockdown. It's already going on in the UK.
Right.
And we've heard up north is going to do the same thing.
It's about to happen there.
Yeah,
so it's just kind of making its way across not only this country but throughout the world. So that's some cheese that's been moved. Okay. Yeah. So this is a situation going on. The other thing that we were talking about, Dexter, that's happening right now is, as a result of this pandemic, many people have found that their lives have changed. right? So where they were going one day, this is my schedule, this is how I earn income, this is what I do, this is how I take care of my family. In a moment, boom, I remember sitting here in March when we received a phone call as we were starting to hear about something coming through China and all this stuff, and we're like, okay, we're cool. And then it's like within a matter of days,
boom,
we get a phone call saying you need to pick your children up from school. So then what is everybody expecting? Okay, they're gonna come home, they're all excited, so they're gonna be here 1-2 days and then they're gonna go back, only for them not to go back to school at all, only to be home from March till present. Okay, they did end up going back to school in August with an adjustment. Now our kids are doing virtual learning, and when I look at them, I say it's like college.
It is like college.
It's like a college schedule now, and there's adjustments to be made. But in a moment, it wasn't something that most people had not prepared for because it was unexpected. And it also resulted in a lot of people not generating the necessary income for them to continue to exercise supply and demand within their own households, right? Take a look at some statistics.
Yeah,
okay?
So you guys take a look at this. Just give us a few minutes because you got to get this, all right? Okay, so we're going to take a look at this right here. Let's have a read. Over 70%. I'll put it over my face so you guys can see Tanya's amazing face.
So you're talking, put it over
70% of the U.S. small businesses shut down in March when the U.S. became the new epicenter of the virus. More than 60% of these small businesses that closed were due to government and health authority orders as large parts of the country went into the lockdown, right? Look at this. Small business owners may take measures to adapt to the new reality the coronavirus has created. Many of them have increased their online activities, try to reach out to their client base, keep their businesses alive by selling products and services. Let's talk about that. Online. Let's talk about that for a few minutes time.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, we're in a
what do you
this
think?
is a
put
new
it,
reality.
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, well, this is a new reality. Point blank period. Nobody can get away from it. So small businesses had the cheese moved. Okay. We had a guy come to the house to hang some ceiling fans for us today. I had a conversation with him. He said, man, I make more money doing this than going to work for somebody else. I was like, wow. Right? I said, what else do you do? He said, I hang ceiling fans. I hang doors. He said, I don't do any painting, but I do everything around the house that people need. And I have been busy. And I'm like, that's good. I'm like, that's really good. So now look at this. 2 ceiling fans where ordinarily we would go to somebody like Lowe's, right? We went to Lowe's to buy the ceiling fans. Lowe's offers the service that somebody can come to the house for a fee to put the ceiling fans up, right? This guy, Tanya found him, hired him. He came to the house, hung the ceiling fans. So we were sewing into his small business.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a give and
take. Yeah, so it's kind of for Lowe's, they might lose out on some money because of the big box stores that we don't just want to go into because of the coronavirus.
Yeah,
everything is shifting. The cheese is moving.
You've hung a ceiling fan already in the house.
Yeah.
It's something that you can do. It's like a couple of nuggets in here because it's something that Dexter can do. And even today, he said, "Babe, I got it. I was going to do. I've already put one together." And I said, "We're getting our time back." So this will go
Can't
deep.
get your time.
This will go deeper into things that Dexter and I talk about as the upgraders. But even with that, it's like we sow here. It gave us back some time to get some other things that we needed to get done for our personal lives and in our business. But the reason why we are valuing time is because we are entrepreneurs. How many people can relate to that?
Put it in the comments.
And I'm telling you, that makes a big difference right there. So I went to Thumbtack. I put out what my need was, and I had about 4 or 5 people to respond, and I made my selections. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And now the job has been done.
Right. Okay. So Tanya, online.
And I got a write-off.
So she went online.
And some time back.
Small business owners. She went online, requested a service. Within a matter of minutes, people were flooding her inquiry. She selected one, and he came in, did the job in and out in 2 hours. We paid him, another small business owner. He helped us as a small business owner. Done deal. Guys, a new reality. So get what we're saying here. All right.
New reality.
This is the situation.
Pay attention.
This is the situation.
Follow the cheese.
Follow the cheese. Oh, that was good.
Okay, the cheese has been moved, but are you following it? Okay, so just follow the cheese.
Okay.
All right.
That was good. Okay.
Don't sit and cry about the fact that the cheese has been moved. Don't sit and complain about that the cheese has been moved. You see what I mean? Yeah. Don't do that. You say, well, where's it going? Get some. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're talking to you about, okay?
Right. I saw Kim just said, and where did Tanya find him? On social media.
Yeah, I just thumb tap.
Come on, man. Oh, look, guys, we got to get with it. Let's follow the cheese, okay? Because the cheese is moving. We can talk a long time about this, but we're not.
Can.
Let's keep rolling. All right, here's another. Here's some more stuff I want you to take a look at. All right, the coronavirus, the small businesses were hit hard. 31%. 31% of small businesses in the U.S. currently non-operational. So why is that, Tanya? Why did this virus come in and render 31% of small businesses non-operational?
Well, they shut down. You know, they're not allowing people to actually come into the facilities.
Right.
I think about you remember when we just learned about the young lady who was a server? Right. But once the restaurants closed, she wasn't able to serve anymore. Right. And it affected her income because, immediately. You know, a lot of times when you're skilled at it and you know what you're doing, the very tips that she earned, because you know a server gets paid like $2 and something an hour, something like that.
Yeah,
it's not even minimum wage.
And she made $185 a week in tips. That's great money.
Which is now gone.
Which is gone.
So that was one thing that happened.
Yeah.
They were affected because if they did not have any online presence, if they were not receiving any type of business from online, it shut down how they were actually getting their business. Right. And it affected them in their wallets. Yeah. I keep trying to think, I don't know if anybody knows here, but there's somebody I saw recently, huge CEO. It's a big company. And I was trying to remember all day and I still haven't. But I remember listening to something recently. He was on TikTok and they were showing how he had gone to TikTok. Now, you know what, Dexter? It was the guy that you had showed me on Instagram, and he was the one who was talking about him. Who was that person? I pray that it comes back to me. Anyway, here's the thing. He is huge, all right? It's a huge, big company, all right? Not no little bitty name, all right? I cannot remember that, but when I do, I can put it in comments.
No, it was Gary V. Right?
It was Gary Vee who talked about it.
Dropping some knowledge, and he talked about
who was that CEO?
I don't know, but here's what you're talking about.
Yes,
he recognized that the cheese was on social media.
This CEO did.
This CEO of a huge company.
Huge company.
So he started doing marketing on social media, TikTok. Was it Instagram too?
Everywhere. But to know he went to TikTok. Right. Now, we also heard him say, basically, I see who it is to serve. I see who's here. I see who's responsive. And I'm about to tap into this generation right here. Yeah. So he's on TikTok. He's older than me. You see what I mean? But he made that decision. Why? So let me tell you what was spoken to us by Gary Vee. Because he looked back at us and says, if you all are watching this, I need you to understand and know right now, you need to make sure that you are doing what's necessary to tap into these same industries. Right. You need to make sure that you're lining up with the direction that we see everything going in if you want to survive. And the thing that's so interesting is oftentimes we see it, but because of the discomfort that we have, because I may not know yet, because I may not understand fully or yet, then I come to a place of feeling safe. So what do? I just want to sit and wait. And can I call somebody out right now? Do you have it within yourself at all where you're watching, even in your discomfort, but you're looking for the other people to fail? You're looking for somebody else to get it wrong. You're looking, why? Because you want to be validated in your discomfort. But I want you to understand something. The discomfort is what's necessary for all of us to grow. I was listening to something as I was on my way in not too long ago, and it was basically saying something that many have already heard before, which is what? Success has nothing to do with destination, but everything to do with journey. And a lot of times we're looking to arrive to the destination to identify success, not knowing that success begins with the yes. The success begins with the first steps. The success continues with the process. So now that we can go through the process, it's success. And that's how we grow. And I'm going to tell you, if you haven't heard it in my heart right now, I don't know if this is the first time for some of you even listening to Dexter and Tanya Scott or not, but we have such a passion to see people live their life to the fullest. I'm not putting a dollar sign on that. I'm not putting a dollar sign on that. I'm not saying that you got to earn a certain income level for that to take place. That's just not true. What I am saying to you is just take off. I'm telling you to soar. I'm telling you to go after your dreams and your aspirations. I'm telling you to learn to laugh, hope, and to dream. Enjoying the life and inhaling it all. And I'm going to be quiet with this. And honey, I'm going to let you come on up so you can bring this, okay?
But
I'm going to tell you,
man,
for
this
me,
is good.
Tell you how I learned to enjoy as all the things come in. Because see, even driving in, I'm looking and I'm literally looking at the trees. I'm looking at the changes in the color. I'm looking at the leaves fall. We went to video the leaves falling. We pulled into our driveway and I just stared at the scenery and how everything was. But you know why I do that? I'm very mindful of that because I made a decision that I want to enjoy my life. And when you calm down, the enjoyment comes as well as the creative ideas. And when the opportunity comes your way, they don't look so scary because you want to grow. When the solution to your prayer, when the answer to your prayer, the solution to your problem come your way, you recognize them. Why? Because you've calmed down. And you're just taking a listen. I hope somebody is hearing me right now.
Guys, this is good.
Because all of the things that we're talking about, we're bringing us back into the situation of what? There's been change. The cheese has been moved. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Every single last one of us can relate to it. What are we going to do? Because what is still the same? The mortgage, the rent, the light bill, gas, groceries, health insurance, childcare perhaps, the gasoline in your car, the oil change, the tire went flat.
Situation.
The situation.
This is the situation.
How do you resolve it?
Yeah. How do you resolve the situation?
And I'm telling you, babe, once,
and that's what this is all
once
about.
we started getting ourselves situated, it helped us to be in this. When the pandemic hit, how did it affect us? There's change. We spoke about it earlier. However, the resolve that we tapped into in 2014, and 2014, that resolve is still benefiting us today.
Right.
And that's this industry.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, don't
industry.
miss it, right? It's coming, it's here. So I'm gonna drop 2 quotes on you. You know I love quotes, man. I'm always loving it.
I love to hear you.
2 quotes I'm gonna drop on you, and I want somebody can type it, Google it, look it up, you learn it. 2 things. Alvin Toffler said the illiterate of the 21st century, it will not be those who can't read or write. It will be those who can't learn, unlearn, and then relearn. That's one. The second one is Jacqueline Purcell. She said, we must unlearn the things that we have been programmed to believe since birth, because that software no longer exists if we want to live in a world where all things are possible. We must unlearn the things that we have been programmed to believe since birth, because that software no longer exists if we want to live in a world where all things are possible. The illiterate of the 21st century won't be those who can't read or write. It will be those who can learn, unlearn, and relearn. It's time to relearn. We got to follow the cheese. So, in closing, guys, we said all that to say this. You got to find something that you can set at your house and you can do. When people come to our house, we get services done, even Instacart, when we order groceries and they show up, they don't come in the house. They just put it at the front door. Amazon delivered 4 packages this afternoon. He put it at the front door. But when we have people coming to the house, they wear a mask for their protection and for ours. We don't have to go to a commercial property that we're paying for rent because people are not going to come. We operate here at the house. So if you're looking, we have an answer for you. It is the #1 global product in the world. We're a part of this. This is one of the things that we do. We are ambassadors with this company. We've been plowing the field for 7 years, and we're going to continue. So if you want to know more information about what we're doing, just link up with us.
Yeah.
I'm telling guys, we follow. Look, if this is cheese, this is what we're doing.
Where you going? Where you going?
Because you gotta have a product.
Yeah.
You gotta participate in drop shipping.
This just one.
This is drop shipping.
This just one.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
People come to our online business, right?
I love the industry.
They come to our online business.
Come on.
They order from us.
To be better.
And the company ships it to them on our behalf, and they pay us.
Yes.
Follow the cheese.
Yeah.
That's
I saw
all
something
I
that Kim Prosperity typed.
Come on, Kim.
And my heart goes out as she described that situation. It's a lot in there. Like I said, we can take things so much in so many different ways. But just seeing that the situation, car breaking down, denied the store credit, and the husband was called but could not assist. And there's so many variables here. And I just want to say it, okay? Because on one end it's like, Lord, he's the provider. There's provision to come. There's help that could come, and prayerfully it did. I pray it works out. The other thing is that we always have and do is also our own personal responsibility, and that's the point that I was making before. Oftentimes, the solutions are always they're here because they're within us, because we've all been given the ability to create. Okay, however it is to come. I'm really careful of this because a lot of times we can take things like this where we're trying to churn, or it appears that we'll be trying to churn and make somebody think. It's not that. I really want you to understand. We want you to understand who you are, and that's what I meant earlier when I said things come, but we oftentimes don't recognize it because of a discomfort within ourselves. That's what I want to challenge. Now, as we just described us, this company, this has been a solution. It's been the industry. I absolutely love our product line. I can remember when the pandemic hit, I said I turned on my camera. I did a recording, and I said I need everybody in my family to get chaga right now, a medicinal mushroom. And I told them why. I said I don't know what this situation is. I don't know all that's happening and going on right now, but one thing that I do know is I want you guys to build up your bodies. I want you to feed your cells, and I want you to get that thing up, moving and going to a place where you're going to be able to have your body do what God has purposed for it to do, and that's fight. And most of the family members I sent that to says, how can I order?
Just order it. Just
this is what to be able to offer people something that would just help us to be strong and live. See, that's who we are, which is why we're still here today and also thriving. Do we see get an impact or sometimes from what's been going on? Absolutely. But the thing, and for those of you who are here that are also life changers as we are, talk about it. For many of us, most of us, it's been the best year out of all. Yeah. Because we weren't affected as that server was in the restaurant, as other people have been by way of businesses that they opened but had to shut down. And that's pretty much what we wanted to talk to you about tonight. Absolutely. We want you to consider us. We want you to consider the industry. If you don't care too much about health and wellness, but it's something else, then find it. But if you do, talk to someone. If you've been tagged, if someone has sent this to you asking you to listen, talk to them. Get your questions answered. You would be joining a group of people who genuinely care. Okay? Yeah. And that's what makes it so good about being here, a part of this company as well.
It's amazing. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to just drop a link in the comment section. This is the link for Tanya and I. No, so if somebody invited you to just check us out, listen to it, somebody tagged you, then you need to get in touch with them.
Make sure you do.
Yeah, make sure you get in touch with them. But I'm going to drop our link here. And you guys take a look at that. If you're interested in having a conversation, you can get on our Calendly, and we'll make it happen. We'll have a conversation with you. Because really, The bottom line is this. This is a situation. And we all got to deal with it. So let's just follow the cheese. Let's figure this thing out. And let's grow together. All right, that's it, man. Good?
I'm good.
All right, that is the situation, guys. Tanya and I are going to be here every Thursday night. Should be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We did have a little delay today. That's okay. We have that flexibility.
Was 9 o'clock better?
9 o'clock was good. So
you did? You just saw it?
Yeah,
Thanks.
we'll come by.
Come back. Watch it from the beginning.
Yeah, we'll come by next week at 6. Right? We'll drop some information, situation, 20, 30 minutes, and we're done. Okay?
Yep.
Have a phenomenal weekend, guys. Thank you for watching us, and we really appreciate you.
We do.
Okay? All right.
Good night, everybody.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.